Donald Trump's style of shooting from the hip, as he puts it, along with his hardline stances on issues including immigration, have propelled him to the top of the Republican field. But they're also apparently alienating some voters. And Democrats are reportedly planning to use that against the Republican congressional districts. The Wall Street Journal is now reporting that House Democrats have identified 31 Republican-held House seats where Trump could prove especially toxic for the GOP candidates. And they are figuring out how to best persuade those voters to back Democratic candidates for Congress. If Democrats manage to gain 30 seats this November, they'll win control of the U.S. House. John Bussey is an associate editor for the Wall Street Journal and live with us this afternoon. 30 or so seats.
Yeah, and the Democrats see 31 seats that are vulnerable. Patrick O'Connor, our reporter in Washington, has a story in the Journal on this today. Basically, when people go to the polls, they tend not to split the ticket. That is, they vote Republican, or they vote Democrat, or they vote Independent. They don't say, I'm going to vote for this Democratic president, and then these Republican Congress people. Something on the order of 10, 11% of people split their ticket in the last election in 2012. So it's not that many. That's the concern of Republicans who believe that Donald Trump will remain unpopular with higher income voters, with minority voters, with higher educated voters, where he now is less popular than other Republican candidates. They're worried that he could cause people to vote. If people switch to the Democratic candidate at the top of the ticket, they go sort of down the list to Democratic congressional candidates as well and vote for them.
And so there's a concern there, and to back things up a little bit, there is a real concern about a lack of organization. The Republican system, if you will, recognizes Donald Trump is just not as organized as everybody else.
And you saw that Ed O'Keefe from my hometown paper, the Washington Post, was just saying along those lines. You saw that happen in Colorado over the weekend. Trump does not have what's called the ground game. And for all of this commentary about Ted Cruz not being liked in Washington, that might be so. He might not be liked by his colleagues in the Congress. But he's got a lot of people who do like him and are working hard for him in the field. Remember, he came up through the Tea Party. He's part of that whole sort of dynamic of the activist, sort of anti-establishment candidate. He's got a lot of people from that network, that political network, who's been working in the field for him for months. And his calculation is that you get the delegates on your side, even if they're obligated to vote for Donald Trump on the first ballot. Come the second ballot, they'll vote for Ted Cruz. That's got to be of great concern to Donald Trump. It's also got to be of great concern to those who believe that a contested convention is going to result in some third figure coming in and sweeping up the delegates, a Paul Ryan or a Kasich. Probably not. Not if Ted Cruz continues to be as successful as he's being in getting the delegates that he wishes to be in the voting position.
Down ticket, Republicans would be fine with a Ted Cruz, because that wouldn't be a split. But if you are a Republican who says, not only can I not stomach Donald Trump, I also hate Ted Cruz, I'm just going to go not vote or vote for Hillary or something. Not voting is also a concern. If a Republican is upset with the person who's being nominated, you don't go to vote, well, that hurts congressional.
That's exactly right. Right now, the Cook Report, which is a political publication, sees about 6 Republican down-ticket positions in possible trouble, and has upgraded the standing of 4 Democratic positions as a result of this Trump dynamic. Interestingly, though, in a lot of these congressional races, you know, you're planning on this a year in advance, and you're the Democratic Party. You see a really strong Republican contestant up against your Democrat. You kind of don't put a lot of effort into those races, right? Maybe you pick somebody, but it's not the highest caliber. You haven't worked really hard to get the highest caliber Democratic contestant. That's happened here. The Democrats have been caught out by this Trump phenomenon, just like the Republicans have. In some of these races, they don't have the strongest candidate going up against the Republicans. So you may not see as much down-ticket reversals as we think. You may just have good, solid Republican candidates still get the vote.
John Bussey from the Journal, WSJ.com. Thank you.